This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Doug Ferris Stadium for Thursday Night Lights, a big district showdown tonight between the John Jay Mustangs and the Marshall Rams. Good evening, everybody. I'm Don Harris along with Chuck McIntyre. These are legacy programs in the Northside School District. They've been playing each other as rivals since the 1960s, but I don't know a time when they've both been this far in the season with only one loss, with a district standing and perhaps a playoff standing on the line tonight. Chuck, this is a good one.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Don. I mean, both of these programs on the rise, no doubt. I mean, you got one team that's in the playoff picture right now, the other just a half game back. So, yeah, Marshall and Jay, both of these teams getting it done in similar fashions, and I think have taken a lot of the area by surprise, but not their coaches and certainly not their players. They both knew they were going to be good this year.
We've got athletes all over the field tonight. Let's start with the Jay Mustangs. Zadrian Huerta, he had an 86-yard touchdown run in their last W.
Yeah, Don, I don't know what we can say about this kid. We might need an hour to talk about his accolades. We're just going to go with the X-Man for short, because this dude plays baseball, runs track. He went to regionals with the shot put. He's going to punt tonight. He's their leading tackler on defense. And oh yeah, he's averaging 9 yards a carry, toting the rock. And let's not forget, all importantly, this young man is ranked number 2 in his class. What a stud, the X-Man.
Seems like a 70s movie called The World's Greatest Athlete. But if he's not, then maybe Jack Kaliski is of the Marshall Rams, because he too is a do-it-all athlete.
Yeah, plays baseball, and Jack is really doing a nice job both throwing it and running it. He's the team's second leading rusher, and this is a young man that head coach Tim Williams earmarked that would be their quarterback this year, way back in the 6th grade. So this guy has demonstrated all kinds of manly attributes, even at a young age, and quite the leader, leading these Rams into battle here tonight on the CW.
7 wins between them, just 2 losses. When we come back, we'll have our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game. It's Jay and Marshall on TNL, a beautiful night for football. Stay with us.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back. Ferris Stadium, big District 29 6A game between John Jay and Marshall. Right now it's time for our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game. And Chuck, let's start with the visitors, Gary Gutierrez and those Jay Mustangs.
Very similar teams, Don, and how they like to play football. Jay wants to be very disciplined on both sides of the ball. They feel like their best defense tonight will be their offense, so they want to possess the ball, keep the ball away from Marshall as much as possible, and then lastly, they do not want to turn it over.
Yeah, a lot of talk about the playoffs, but Coach Gutierrez says, hey, it's just 1 week at a time.
One of the things that we do is really focus on each week at a time, not looking forward to the next opponent while we're working on this one, or looking back at previous opponents. But our biggest thing is trying to be better this week than we were last week, and so that's been our main focus, one step at a time and baby steps. And there's no doubt the football season is a marathon, not a sprint, and so we approach it that way every week as we prepare weekly.
All right, Chuck, what about the keys for the home team? It's homecoming for the Marshall Rams and Coach Tim Williams.
Oh, tell me if you've seen some of these before. Again, Marshall would like to do kind of the same things, Don. Possess the ball, have some long drives, eat up that clock, create a few turnovers along the way, and then they got to dominate those trenches.
Coach Tim Williams coming off a big win over O'Connor last week.
I'm glad that, we've had a great start to the season, but it's kind of what we expected. Last year we had a good run. These guys were young, but we've known all along that this was a special group, and, I think we've been doing a good job of building the program here, and these guys are just enjoying the benefits of the program.
Yeah, they are building something nice here for the Marshall Rams. When we come back, both teams ready to take the field. We'll have our national anthem, and we'll kick it off, Jay and Marshall.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
We're back on a breezy night at Ferris Stadium, the newer facility of the stadiums here in the Northside School District. And right now we'll turn it over to our public address announcer, Calvin Buckholz.
Officer Training Corps of John Marshall High School. Color Guard members include the American Flag Bearer, Cadet Lieutenant Junior Grade Aaron Combs. The American Guard is Cadet Seaman Caleb Sansom. The Texas Flag Bearer is Cadet Ensign Lilia Merida. And the Texas Guard is Cadet Seaman Mason Hutchinson. If you have not already done so, please rise and remove your hats to honor America, along with the men and women who have served and are serving in our United States Armed Forces throughout the world. The national anthem for tonight's game will be performed by the John Marshall High School Ram Band under the direction of Kevin Tabb.
Welcome back. There's Gary Gutierrez, who's done a nice job here at Jay High School over the years. He's going against Tim Williams, who's done a fantastic job as well, turning this Marshall program into a winner. 4-1 on the year. Let's send it down to the sidelines. Zach Hedrick joining us again tonight. Zach, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Don. What's good, y'all? It's a nice night for football. Look for the Marshall Rams to spread this John Jay defense out a little bit. Was looking at the warm-ups. Offensive line has some wide splits. And then speaking to one of the John Jay secondary coaches tonight, they're saying that the DBs are going to be more like deep run stoppers tonight, looking to play assignment football, hat on a hat, to stop this Marshall Ram offensive attack. Guys?
All right, getting ready for kickoff here. The John Jay Mustangs will kick it off. Gerardo Martinez will be the kicker. And back is Anthony Conway, who was a Play of the Week nominee this week. Very electric young slot receiver for Marshall. And he is joined back there by Trevion Butler. And we are ready to get it underway.
This is going to be an interesting ball game, Don, because we're going to see some stuff tonight offensively that we don't see very often in terms of how these teams like to go about their business.
It's our Rhino Roofers kickoff taken by Conway. Nice little cutback move, and look out! Conway all the way across midfield before finally being dragged down. That's the kind of moves that we saw last week. Nice little change of direction, and he puts his Marshall Ram offense in great position here on their first possession. They'll take over the ball right at about the 47-yard line, and we'll see Jack Kaliski in the offense for the first time this year, completing 58% of his passes. He's thrown for 746 yards and 5 touchdowns. Conway joins him in the backfield. Elijah Katashi, their main ball carrier this year. Kaliski by himself now fires right open over the middle and wide open and gone. Travion Butler, touchdown. First play of the game, Marshall Rams, 53 yards, and it's 6-zip just like that.
Don, when Tim Williams was telling us earlier this week that he thought he had 2 of the best wide receivers, not only in his district, but in the entire area, that kind of gets your attention, and we've seen both of these guys already touch the football in this ball game, and just like that, it's 6-0. Wow.
Must have seen something on tape that they liked, exploited it right off the bat. They've got speed. We saw it with Conway. We've seen it with Butler. And in one play, the Marshall Rams are now up 7-0. We'll get our first look at the John Jay Mustangs when we come back. Welcome back as the coaching staff of John Jay trying to figure out what they just got hit with. Number 3, Travion Butler. He had an 84-yard kick return touchdown against O'Connor in that big win for their program last week. And you can see the breakaway speed here. But Marshall Rams have their own worries as they look at the Jay Mustangs and Zadriel Huerta, who is back to receive this one. Shea Reichwein with the kick. That'll be a touchback. And for the first time tonight, we'll run out that Jay Mustang offense led by Jackson Gutierrez, just a sophomore. He's the coach's son, and they think they've got a good one in this young man.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, how cool is it for Gary Gutierrez to coach his son on the sideline there? And he was telling me about the growing pains that you get to go through on the football field. You get to go through kind of too as father and son. And boy, I'll tell you, the young guy has sure played well here. His first chance to kind of have the keys to the car.
Yeah, and his wife's the assistant principal at Marshall, so this is a family feud here tonight.
Right?
They've got an electric back, Huerta as well. Instead, the young sophomore keeps, spins, still on his feet, dives ahead, nice gain. Picks up about 8.5, maybe 9 yards there on first down for Jackson Gutierrez. He's thrown for 410 yards and 3 touchdowns this year. He's also a runner. He's run for 569 and 7 touchdowns, and he's explosive. Touchdowns of 54, 67, 71, and 75 yards, so this young man can motor. Sends Caden Keller out wide to the left. He's got Dylan Gordon, Zach Mota. Instead, they hand to Huerta. He's not going anywhere. As Romeo Ortiz, a freshman defensive end. They were raving about this young man and his potential, and he makes a play right there on first down.
Yeah, Journey Price, they've got some good ones on that D-line as we take a look at the John Jay Mustangs on offense. Ayala, Castro, Doblado, Valadez, and Lopez are the big hosses up front. It's kind of a new group, so we'll see what happens here with the Jay Mustangs here tonight.
All right, so it's 3rd down and 1 after no gain there on 2nd down. Snap over the head of Gutierrez, and he's smart to just fall on it all the way back at the 15-yard line. So from 3rd and 1 to 4th and 35. And Jay's going to have to get out there and kick it away and hope to get a nice punt here and keep Marshall from having such great field position.
Yeah, I think Gutierrez did all he could. I mean, that's a heads-up play there. You know, don't try to do too much right there. Just give your punter a chance to try to tilt the field.
So they, I believe, got Marshall to jump. That might get some yardage back. Turn it over to our referee tonight, Jeff Spence, with the call.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Buy him a little room, and they've got, you know, Conway back here ready to field the punt, and that's the young man that had the big kickoff return, and he is very explosive, so I don't think you want to kick it to him at midfield. They will. It's an end-over-ender. He'll come up and call fair catch and kneel it right there at the 46-yard line. So Marshall, scoring on their first play, gets the ball back up 7-0. They'll have it when we come back. Welcome back. It is time for our Air Today game time weather. Air Today heating and air conditioning. And it is 85 degrees, 17-mile-an-hour winds, although if you're down there on the field, it feels a little gustier than that. Flags blowing out. Pretty good. Nice night for football. And it's a nice night for the Marshall Rams with this 7-0 lead. And Jack Kaliski back in at quarterback. Katashi is behind him here on this possession. He gives it to him, and Katashi breaks a couple of tackles and is near the marker. Yards short, it'll be 2nd down and 1. He's the junior. His brother Victor, a senior running back, also will get some touches. Elijah leads him in carries, 79 on the season for 452 yards and 4 touchdowns. Conway goes in motion, and they whistle it dead with illegal procedure, I believe.
Well, it's interesting. I misspoke, Don, about the offensive lines. Obviously, Jay's got a little bit more veteran line than Marshall. And their offensive line's a little bit of a work in progress. They don't have very big guys up front, but man, are they quick. And they do really well in this offense in their zones.
You see the Marshall Rams starting offense. Again, the explosive players are Conway, Lane, Butler. Shea Reichwein, also a very good all-around athlete, plays receiver for him, kicks, does some punting. They shift here. Move Ezra Lane over into the slot. And they run it again, right up the middle. Katashi, another big gainer. That'll pick up a South Texas Votech 1st down as we take a look at the John Jay defense. Again, Huerta going both ways.
I was asking, does this guy drive the bus over here too? Because he pretty much does everything else.
He's the bell cow on that side of the ball as well. They sling it out here, and it's incomplete. As that was intended for Ezra Lane. He's got 11 catches on the year. Sets up 2nd down and 10. You can already tell that Marshall just has a number of really skilled receivers and backs, and they can hit you so many ways. Katashi and Conway both in the backfield. They pitch it to Conway. He gets the corner, cuts it up, then back outside down the sideline. Conway inside the Central Med red zone, all the way down near the 15-yard line. They'll spot it at the 17.
So many different looks that Marshall will give a defense, and we're seeing a little bit of everything here on display very early in this football game. This young man, Anthony Conway's been on varsity since he was a freshman. 174 yards and 4 TDs against O'Connor. I mean, this guy, really explosive player.
On the right-hand side in the slot on this play, comes in motion. They fake it, kept by the quarterback, Kaliski, and he is roped down by Jalen Knighton, the junior, doing a good job busting through for the tackle.
Yeah, really good job by the defensive line of the John Jay Mustangs right there, getting all kinds of penetration. Oh, you got to like that. Just shucking blocks, making a tackle.
Understanding that the quarterback had kept it as well. He could have tackled 2 guys on that play. So it's 2nd down and 11. Kaliski in the gun. Looks right, fires that way, and it's broken up. Good play on the ball by the defensive back for the John Jay Mustangs. That's Devin Brewer, the senior, who had good coverage.
As we take a look at Jack Kaliski, one of our Beluga Air stars of the ball game. I mean, again, look at the resume this guy's compiling. And, you know, we gave him all the accolades at the beginning of the show. How about the GPA? Man, these guys doing it all over the place. Football, baseball, and in the classroom, too.
Blitz coming, completes it to the left-hand side on a little bubble screen, and exploding into the end zone for the touchdown for the Marshall Rams is Travion Butler.
So many weapons on display here for Jack Kaliski's offense. Looks right, goes back left, and what a great job by Butler coming to get the football, and then after he possessed it, turns it upfield and scores. This guy, Coach Williams did not undersell him at all, said he's electric, and boy, we're seeing all that right now.
The extra point is up and good by Reed Castellanos, and the Marshall Rams have taken control here in the first quarter. It's 14-0.
Hey San Antonio and TNL fans, it's TC time at Taco Cabana. Right now, 2 can dine for $10.99. Choose from shredded chicken taco plate, ground beef taco plate, or a flauta plate. TC also has several shareable items available, perfect for before, during, or after the big game. Ground beef kiki nachos for $7.99, a 12-pack of flautas for $13.99, and 2 cheese quesadillas, 12 flautas for just $19.99. Add a 20-ounce soft drink for just $1. Stop by any Taco Cabana and enjoy TC time today, or have them delivered using the new Taco Cabana app.
Shea Reichwein kicking this off to the Jay Mustangs, and it's Huerta around the 25. Gets it past the 30-yard line, and we'll be down at about the 32-yard line. And Jay playing from behind now. We'll have to see. They just had that one bad snap that kind of killed that drive, but they had 2 or 3 nice plays before that.
And we'll see if it alters the game plan at all, too, because, you know, Jay, again, is one of those teams that likes to kind of slow kill you on offense, possess the ball, keep your offense off the field. And, you know, the one thing you got to do is you got to be clean if you want to do that.
So it's 1st and 10, a South Texas Votech first down for young Jackson Gutierrez. Takes that one, hands it up for a gain of about 2. Good interior push by the Marshall Ram front 3. Take a look at their starters. We'll be calling Ben Clark's name a lot tonight. He's captain. He's an all-district player from a year ago. He's already got a pick on the year and a blocked punt return.
Journey Price, too, 78. Big fella, really has turned into a really fine football player.
Jake coaching staff signaling in the play for Gutierrez. 2nd down and 9, looks right, fires that way, and it's incomplete, overshot his man and out of bounds. That one intended for Caden Keller. Good coverage out there. Take a look at our Thomas J. Henry band cam, the John Jay Mustangs. Band here in full force tonight. Had a great national anthem by the Marshall Band. Appreciate Thomas J. Henry for the spotlight on these great bands. John Marshall's had a great band for years. That was what they were known for back in the 70s. Trips to the left for Gutierrez here on 3rd down and long. And up top, got a man caught, 1st down, nice throw, nice catch. and a big-time play for John Jay, because you turn it over on downs there. On that side of the field, down 14-0, and who knows what can happen, but they got a little life here with a nice toss from their sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, it's been kind of a slow build with the offense. Obviously, when you have a sophomore quarterback, and doesn't matter that you're the coach's son. I mean, you still got to get your feet wet a little bit, but Coach Gutierrez says, we're going to open it up a little bit more tonight, throwing the football and kind of turn Jackson loose, and we got to put him to the fires at some point, and why not let it be tonight?
He'll keep this one, and he's still on his feet. Does a nice job of picking up about 4. You can tell he's a confident runner, should be with all the big, long touchdowns that he's run for this season. Nice play call, too, little misdirection, as all eyes will be on Zadrian Huerta whenever you move him around. Marshall knows he's a big key factor for Jay, so they kind of camouflaged on that play. Second and 7 for Gutierrez. Keeps again up the middle, breaks another tackle, picks up another South Texas Votech first down. And that's working nicely because, Marshall's really keen on Huerta, and he just pulls it.
Yeah, there's no question, Don. I mean, you can tell very early on that the X-Man is the guy that really Marshall is kind of owning in on. And Jackson Gutierrez has got some nice feet.
Sure does. And strength, he's first man hadn't brought him down yet.
A lot of look-at-me stuff here in the early going for Jay. This is what they like to do, get the play in from the sideline and see how they decide to attack here on first down.
Now he hands to Huerta. Huerta struggles for about 3 more. This is what you were talking about earlier, like ball control offense, move the sticks, run the clock.
Yeah, and ideally they want to get Huerta 25 touches a game. So they're just getting started in that regard.
David Hernandez split over here, along with Aiden Pena to the near side. On the far side, it's Caden Keller and Frank Vasquez. Gutierrez looks for Vasquez on the slant, gets him, get a block to the 5, to the 10, to the 5, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Nice toss to the open receiver by Jackson Gutierrez.
Well, indeed it was, but how about the blocking up front? Got to give some credit to the big guys. Jackson Gutierrez doing a great job getting the ball out quickly, and that is some kind of run in the open field there by Frank Vasquez. Some tough dirty yards there at the end.
Yeah, and a nice kind of crack back from the receiver on the other side from Aiden Pena, who came across and freed him up. Huerta in the backfield, they hand to him. Huerta to the 2, dives in. Did he get there? Touchdown, John Jay. Zadrian Huerta went all Superman, and he had enough to cross the goal line.
Superman say, oh, look at this. We talked about this young man being a shot putter on the track team. They want to go off for a high jump, too.
All right, it's a little swinging gate action on the extra point. They run on the kick squad.
Nice bounce back drive there for the John Jay Mustangs.
Yeah, big drive. Crucial 3rd down conversion in midfield. And Gerardo Martinez on to kick the extra point. Tough hold, but he got it through. Great job by the holder. That snap was on the ground, and he got it down, and Martinez puts it through.
Yeah, another look. Look at the crease. And then the leap at the end, but a great job that entire drive by the John Jay offensive line, getting them back in this football game.
Huge drive by the Mustangs. They score to make it 14-7. This game was in danger of getting away from them, and they converted that 3rd down play at their own 40-yard line for about 20 yards, and that changed the whole complexion of that drive, and maybe this game if they can get a stop.
Well, as we said, Don, we'll be seeing a lot of this guy tonight. Talk about resumes. I mean, I don't know that you could do much more than what this young man has done during his time at John Jay High School. I mean, just really one of the most exceptional all-around guys we've seen all year, quite frankly.
Academic all-district, second in his class. He's put together, too. That is a strong, tough, 5'11", 215, and that's all muscle. So Martinez will kick it off. Very dangerous return man as we've seen, and so they're not going to risk it. They're just going to kind of pooch it down there, but look out. Butler's got it. And a nice job of being taken down by the special teams unit, that Zach Mota. Zach and Jack are twins, and Zach makes the tackle. We're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
And we're back. Marshall Rams offense going to try to change the complexion of this as well, with Jack Kaliski back in, taking over at about their 23-yard line, and John Jay wants a timeout. Thought they may have been a little caught off guard with the defense, what the offense was in, and Gary Gutierrez not happy about something.
Yeah, we've seen some offense here tonight, huh? Barely through the first quarter here, and these guys are just getting up and down the field.
Yeah, what I like is, Marshall's shown us some incredible athletic ability, and John Jay showed us some guts to kind of fight back, and some key execution by that man right there. Making some clutch throws in tough spots.
This has been fun so far. We speak about the level of talent that Marshall's got, and we've seen some of their explosive weapons that they've already put on display here tonight. But, Don, this is a program that had like 7 or 8 kids off of it last season that went on to play at the next level at some of the smaller schools. So they got basically reloaded here for the Rams, and it's really paying off here in 2021.
All right, so John Jay back in the set that they wanted. It's first down and 10 for Kaliski. They bring Butler in motion. They pitch it to him. He gets the corner. Boy, is he fast. I didn't see from this angle that he could get to that corner, and he did. Wow.
I'll tell you, if you take a bad angle on some of these guys, you are going to pay the price. These guys are really good in terms of speed and quickness for Marshall.
A lot to smile about with our Reese's Dental and Braces Smile Cam from those Marshall Ram cheerleaders, up 14-7. Great night for some football, some extracurricular out here on a Thursday. Good, beautiful night for football. Reichwein in motion, they hand it to him. Jay's defense with a good job up front. Leading the charge was Joshua Machado, the senior linebacker. He had a scoop and score in the opener against Laredo Johnson. Aiden Berry also there. Loss on the play of about 4 to be second down and 14.
Well, you get the sense that you're going to be seeing a whole bunch of more looks from these Marshall Rams. They've already shown quite a bit, and they've shown no signs of slowing down.
They got John Jay to jump on that route, on that snap rather, right at the nose guard. I believe it's going to be offsides. Jalen Knighton a little anxious when they brought the man in motion, and they've been doing that a lot. Same kind of action on every play. Bringing the slot behind the running back. And again, you saw the speed of Butler. They completed that ball even though the ball was dead, and he just ran right by the defender. He lines up wide left. Katashi behind Kaliski. And they've got Conway and Reichwein in the slots. It's an option pitch to Reichwein. He breaks a tackle and picks up a few more near midfield. Nice little play design there. Good job by the Jay defense reading it perfectly. First man made a miss, but they end up getting him down after a gain of about 5. It's 3rd down and 5.
And it's kind of interesting to see how Tim Williams and his staff have kind of put this all together, because they've got virtually a whole new offensive line with, 5 games and 2 scrimmages under their belt. And so they've got enough weapons, and they're kind of bringing the offensive line along as they go through the season. But it's kind of cool to watch how they design plays, how they call plays, how they kind of ease their way into games as this young offensive line grows up.
Option the other way. This time Kaliski keeps. He's got the 1st down and more. Cutting back, breaking tackles across the 40, all the way down to the John Jay 35-yard line is Jack Kaliski.
And that was one of the things Coach Williams pointed out this week, is I think he said that there are a lot of people, I think, that are surprised to see how well Jack Kaliski has run the ball this year. But, man, this guy, just the overall game, throwing it, running it, he's had a whale of a season. And you're going to see a little bit of everything in his football game on display here tonight so far.
South Texas Votech 1st down. Right line comes this time. Inside handoff. Flag flies by the umpire as Katashi had the carry, but 99 out of 100 times when the umpire throws it right at the center, that's a hold on the offensive line. If not a chop block. We've seen a lot of chop blocks called this season.
On the pro level, too. I think across the board, trying to zero in on that.
Yep, it's a chop block. It's 15 yards, and that's a severe one. Take a look at the district standings. I think everybody agrees that, Brennan's the #1 team in the TNL top 10. They're probably in for sure. Taft having a great year as well. But you look at Holmes, Marshall, Jay, man, this is going to be a great playoff race down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, Warren. I mean, Harlan's not an easy out. You got to slug your way through this thing, and rightfully the 4 teams that get in have earned it.
Got Butler on the completion. Butler all the way down inside the 25, right at about the 21-yard line, and Kaliski had plenty of guys on his radar, and he found the speedy Butler streaking across the middle.
Well, I guess Butler moved here from Louisiana, and I think they're glad they did, but what a throw by Kaliski over the head of the linebacker and right on target.
Butler already at 100 yards on 3 catches tonight. And inside, Katashi's got it, and he's inside the Central Med red zone, as we're seeing a little bit of everything, tempo and misdirection, and a nice job by this offensive staff of Marshall mixing it up and keeping the J defense off balance.
I'm telling you, I mean, how many teams do you see run the wishbone out of the pistol? You're not going to see that very often, but man, I'll tell you, they execute this about as well as you could imagine.
2nd down and 8. And it inside, right up the middle. I think that's a new ball carrier on the night. It is. That one went to Drew Williams, the senior. Kind of a fullback dive there. Drew Williams looks like he could play middle linebacker for you.
Well, I mean, Katashi was a linebacker that they converted to a running back, so why not?
Williams stays in at that running back position. And we'll let it tick down to zeros, and that's the end of 1. The John Marshall Rams on the move, driving yet again. They lead at 14-7. Battle of rivals on Thursday Night Lights. 2nd quarter action straight ahead.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
Hey, bring some of that popcorn to the booth. Chuck normally provides the popcorn.
Got to get it ready when you come out here for Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. Man, I'll tell you, Don, every week I think I enjoy this more and more. You get a chance to see, two teams start to finish and really get a chance to look at just how good these football teams really are.
Kaliski throws to the corner. Jump ball, and a great job knocking it away. Good coverage one-on-one back there by Dylan Gordon, just a sophomore. He's got 2 picks on the year.
Yeah, they got 2 sophomores on the back end. Really young secondary, but man, that's just a great play by Dylan Gordon, right? Playing right through the ball. A guy that's not easy to cover, and he's running stride for stride with him. Jumps up and knocks that thing away.
Sets up 4th down, and they're going to go for a field goal here. They're spotted at the 24, so it's a 34-yarder here. And it's Shea Reichwein doing the honors. Got plenty of leg, and that kick is good. Reichwein adding 3 more to the Marshall total, and they now lead it 17-7. We're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
So, Gary Gutierrez and his son in a bit of a hole here, 10-point hole, 11:52 to go. That's got to be so rewarding for both father and son. But, especially dad, being able to coach your own son who's a sophomore, you're going to have him for 3 full seasons. That's got to be just a thrill of a lifetime.
And I thought what was cool, too, in talking to him is, like Coach Gutierrez did his homework. He called other coaches in the area that have gone through the same experience and, kind of checked off the pros and the cons. And he just said, man, there's just so many more rewards just as a father, not just as a coach. I mean, we've seen the kid, he can play too. But, to be able to go through that experience together is really something I think they're both going to cherish for as long as they both are here.
The great Jim Wacker, the late great Jim Wacker, who, had his son Mike as a basketball star when he was at Texas State, Southwest Texas. He told me one time that his wife had the best advice for any coach who coaches his son. He said, on the drive home or after a game, you get to talk about 3 things from the game. The first one has to be positive. The next 2 can be critiques if you want. And then after you talk about those 3 points, that's it. We get home, we're talking about TV shows and homework and other stuff. And he said, I did that, and Mike did that as well with his kid. And he said it's the best way to salvage a relationship between fathers and sons when they coach them. Otherwise, you'd be talking football all night.
Right.
And you'd be talking about every little thing that he can improve on.
Yeah, but I get the sense, too, obviously Gary's got a lot of interest, but, I think it's kind of cool, though, that if you both have that in common, that it can also strengthen the bond between you. I think about, me and my dad, and as much as we both love baseball, and how much I think that meant in our relationship and does mean in our relationship.
Sure, absolutely. That ball's incomplete over the head, kind of a miscommunication with his receiver out there on that route, as it was intended for Caden Keller.
And again, there's going to be some growing pains. There's growing pains every time a team takes the field with a sophomore quarterback.
Sure.
But again, this young man has been running around on the sidelines with his dad growing up. I mean, how much knowledge has he inherently picked up just by being around the program?
Absolutely. Ball boy, in the 6th
Sure.
and 7th grade. We inducted Stan Bonowitz into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame this year. And he was such a great high school basketball player. And he gives all the credit to just being on the bus as a 5th grader. Gutierrez taken off. He's got a 1st down. Gets all the way to the corner. Now turns it up. Toughness. Gets knocked out of bounds right about the 48-yard line, but a huge gain for Jackson Gutierrez.
And again, I apologize because I talked about, the offensive line for Jay being a work in progress, and I meant to be talking about Marshall, but no, they've got some big beasties up front, and, obviously they're led by Celerino Lopez on the right side, but Valadez, Doblato, Castro, Ayala, those dudes opening up a huge hole on that run.
Good enough for a Cowboys AC 1st down. For Jackson, who fires to the outside, that's caught. Turning it upfield, getting more yardage, is Aiden Pena, the senior receiver. I like the poise of Gutierrez and this J offense. They've been popped in the mouth a couple of times, down 10 points, but don't seem rattled, just kind of executing, making big plays when they need to.
Right, and I think that's, again, you know, you can look at this young man. Does he look like a sophomore playing quarterback? Not to me.
Not at all.
Not afraid of the moment.
And again, that comes from being around it, expecting to be where you're at. Huerta's got it. Nice little cutback. Good enough for a Cowboys AC first down, or right at the stick. I think they'll move it, and they will. Told you earlier about Ben Clark. Here's our Beluga Air player profile, ranked 10th in his class. Just look at the stats on him. 3-year letterman in 2 sports, National Honor Society and senior mentors. Wants to major in biology, which means he's going to be a doctor and he's smarter than all of us put together.
I mean, but how many times have we said that about both of these schools? I mean, every kid that we're talking about is right there near the top of his class. I mean, I would imagine it's a lot easier to coach those guys when you got them that smart.
Gutierrez got a man, caught, cutting back and tripping up right at the 15-yard line is Jack Mota, another sophomore, so imagine these two for another couple of years.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, if Mota's able to keep his feet on that cut right there, he probably houses it, but a great job, nice pitch and catch, and Jay moving the ball right down the field like they did on their last drive.
At receiver, the sophomore, Jack Mota. No relation to Manny, I'm sure.
Dude, that's exactly what crossed my mind. I see a little synergy going here.
The movie Airplane. Inside handoff, Huerta. Cutting to the 5. Huerta bullying his way down inside the 5 down to the 3. You can see the strength of that young man. The J Mustangs are knocking on the door.
Well, you know, it's interesting about this young man, of all the things we've said about him, you know, his mom is the track coach. So, you know, he got a little of that from mama, no question about it. My mom was a baton twirler, Don, so that's why I'm in the booth. But this guy, I mean, again, it's just so many superlatives. The fact that he can play running back, he's the linebacker, he's the shot putter, he's this, he's that. I mean, and he's tough as nails too.
First and goal for the Mustangs. High snap. Huerta's got it. He walks in for a John Jay touchdown, and all of a sudden we've got a football game, 17-14, if the extra point is good.
Well, you get the sense that the way this ball game is going, with both of these offenses now really heating up, that field goal that Jay was actually able to hold Marshall to on the last drive was a huge win.
Yeah, might mean something later. So they'll run out the kicker for the extra point. Gerardo Martinez. It's 15 out of 16, make it 16 out of 17 now on PATs. Make it 17 out of 18. Got ourselves a football game with lots to go here in the first half. 8:24 to play in the second. And the Mustangs cut into that lead.
Bully ball.
Welcome back. Have a snack. Watch the football game on a Thursday night. Here on Thursday Night Lights as you're taking a look at Conway. He did not want to be kicking it to these guys as he's taken up by the up man, but I wouldn't let 5 and 3 touch the football if I could help it at all. So they'll give up the yardage and let Marshall take off, start off rather, at about the 36-yard line. And that's where Jack Kaliski and his squad will take over as we look at the Reese's Dental and Braces Smile Cam. I don't know about you, Chuck, but it's good to see that I think at attendance in all games is up this year from the TNL games we've called in the past 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Lots of fans in the stands.
Everybody having a good night, and on a school night, too.
Yeah, especially on this Marshall side. A lot of folks here. Galiski on first down, hands up up the middle. First down gain of about 3 yards.
I mean, but again, I mean, I think, you know, it's a lot easier going to school every day when you know your football team's winning games and you're playing in some big games. I mean, it brings the whole school together, you know? It's kind of the bond.
And it helps when you're winning.
No doubt. A lot to be excited about at both of these schools.
Speaking of that, where are you at, UTSA fans? See you Saturday at the Dome. Pitch this way. Butler. Look at who, that's Conway. Conway's gone. Conway to the house. Touchdown. Marshall Rams. Oh my goodness, can they run? I don't know of another guy that we've seen this year that can do that with that much room, little room, to get to that corner right there.
Well, he got a great block outside, but this is another guy that's been on varsity as a freshman. And what happens when you see a freshman on the scene on varsity? It's because he can run. Well, guess what? Anthony's now a lot older and he can still run.
Just like that, the Marshall Rams answer. That didn't take long, just about a minute. And they're back up by 10, 24-14. One of my all-time favorites, Chuck, Barry Switzer used to say, speed, speed, speed. There's no substitute for it.
Well, when Tim Williams was telling us about his star receivers this week, and he talked about some of the other guys they've got too, but he said this guy right here, Anthony Conway, is the kind of guy, his football IQ is so off the charts. This is the kid that'll come to the sideline, Don, and tell you, hey, coach, they're overloading one side. Let's go do this. And he goes, he just sees the game like he's a coach. Ooh, and that, I don't know if anybody's seeing anything but stars after that.
Oh, my, what a shot. Delivered by Rasulo Abdi.
That's the second nice play Abdu has made tonight. He was one of those guys that was riding a receiver right up the sideline earlier in the game. And, man, I'll tell you what, showed his speed earlier in the game and showed his punch on that one. Abdi, excuse me.
It's a collision of the game nominee. And here come the Mustangs, taking over at their 20-yard line. Jackson Gutierrez on the Cowboys' first down. Two receivers over here. Off to the races here across the 35. Is Huerta. I thought he was going to pop it.
He almost did, and all of a sudden, the John Jay Mustangs versus Marshall Rams football game has turned into a 29-6A track meet. Both of these teams getting up and down the field at will. Marshall all night, they've only been stopped once, and that was with a field goal, and Jay hasn't been too far behind.
Well, you look at some of the numbers that they've put up. Jay scored 52 on Laredo Johnson. 35 against O'Connor. And Marshall scored at will as well. Gutierrez on the keep. Runs tough. Across the 40. Short of the first down. Maybe second down and about 4, but a nice tough run. Yeah, Marshall's 61-0 on MacArthur. 42 last week against O'Connor. So they're no stranger to putting points on the board either. Timeout on the field. Taken by the defense for Marshall, and we'll take it with them. They're up 24-14.
Beyond the Game is an initiative that works with high school and middle school teams in all of our school districts to encourage them to get out in the community and serve. It also asks them to really reflect on some key values in their lives, both on the field, off the field. Beyond the Game is a great program to help our coaches as they try to teach their kids these values.
Valero's success is linked to its values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. They are a part of everything we do in business and in the community. We are proud to partner with San Antonio Sports and recognize the next generation of leaders as they develop these life-enriching values on and off the field.
We're absolutely thrilled that Valero has joined our team. They're a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Nominate your team today by going to sanantoniosports.org. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB on January 8th in the Alamo Dome.
Thanks, Russ. Appreciate San Antonio Sports, Valero, and the Beyond the Game program. Got a chance to talk with Stan Lang before tonight's game on our newscast on News 4, just about that indeed. The Beyond the Game program. Nice little bubble screen here. Completed out across the 50-yard line. Not a screen, more of a bubble route there to Dylan Gordon. Plays a little backup quarterback as well.
Yeah, so John Jay kind of opening things up too. And you could say, well, yeah, out of necessity, they're trying to keep up here in the track meet. But I think this was by design tonight, Don. They're doing incrementally, incremental gains, as all these teams are. But again, you're giving your sophomore quarterback a little bit more responsibility as this season goes along.
He's got 4 wides here. New set of downs. Cowboys AC first down for Jackson Gutierrez to Huerta. Huerta's got some space. Spins across the 45 and fights his way. I believe he's got another Cowboys AC first down right at the 40-yard line. He may mark it short by the length of a football.
Yeah, look at Zadrian putting everybody in a blender right there on a little spin move towards the 40-yard line. Whammo!
About a yard short on the spot. 2nd and 1. Tell you what, if I just needed a yard, that'd be the guy I'd want to give it to.
Yeah, and I'd be running behind 54, but
Tough
they're going to
runner.
go up.
Gutierrez completes it in the slot. Got so many receivers that he spreads the ball around to, and that time he hit David Hernandez.
He sure did. Right on time, right on target, and then Hernandez doing a great job. Knew he was going to take a lick right there, but held on to the football and picked up another first down for these John Jay Mustangs.
Just the timing on some of these routes, you can tell these guys spend a lot of time in the offseason with those 7-on-7s and working together as Gutierrez keeps. He's tough, physical runner. Picks up about 4, maybe 3.
And, one of the things we're noticing as this game goes along, he does a really good job with these RPOs, selling it and pulling it at the last minute. I mean, it's really hard to get a gauge on whether or not he's going to give up the football or keep it. He's really kind of kept Marshall's defense off balance in that regard.
Dylan Gordon wide left. Hernandez in the left slot. On the right side, he's got Vasquez and Keller. Huerta in the backfield with him. He's got Huerta on the flat. Instead, he's going to keep the Marshall defense closing quickly, and they bring him down. And then there's maybe a personal foul after the play. And I'm not sure if it's on Gutierrez or the defender.
All I know is that Journey Price, 78, and Luke Johnson, 44, doing a really nice job of stuffing up the middle and forcing Gutierrez to do something.
Yeah, you can see Huerta at the top of your screen rode the Marshall defender 5 yards out of bounds and then shoved him into the band. So that's going to be 15 against Jay. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. The down counts. It'll be 3rd down.
So a penalty will push him back. Watch Huerta. He keeps riding the defender. And then the shove came way after the play. All right, so let's see what the John Jay Mustangs have up their sleeve for a 3rd and 21. Trips to the right-hand side. If they can give him some time to throw, they throw the slant. Chopped down right at the 31-yard line is the receiver Keller. That'll set up 4th down. But they're right there in that go-for-it zone, you know, 31-yard line.
Yeah, you get the sense that that was what Coach Gutierrez was going to do all along, right?
2 plays, yep.
Get some of that yardage back and then see what you can come up with here on 4th down. Really tough to kick the ball. Well, it would be for a pro from this distance anyway, but the wind's really howling on this side of the field.
So it's 4th and 14. Straight drop for Gutierrez. Running for his life now. Scrambles, fires, and that ball's incomplete. A little low for the intended receiver, and Marshall will take over on downs. And good job by that Marshall pursuit to force Gutierrez into a tough throw.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The guys that were pressuring the quarterback did a pretty good job staying in their lanes. That was an excellent job by Romeo Ortiz. You know, if you have a body there, you know, you're trying to make it as difficult as possible on the quarterback with his eyes. And if he sees a jersey right there, may make him get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than he wants to.
So plenty of time, 3:10. Marshall's proven they can score in about 6 seconds with the athletes that they've got, and they do line up Conway and Butler to the right-hand side, and Reichwein. Katashi behind him. They run this option pitch to Conway. Watch out, he's got that speed. They're doing a good job of coming up and make the tackle. For the J Mustangs was Johnny Rodriguez.
Joshua Machado did a really good job really making the quarterback have to make a play. Unfortunately, there's lots of guys that can't make plays for the Marshall Rams, including number 5.
That's good enough for a Cowboys AC first down. As we tick down inside 3 minutes, 2:40 to go here in the half. Kaliski keeps on the option. He's got another first down, so that'll stop the clock at 2:32 to move the sticks.
Kaliski doing an excellent job of recognition right there. Watch this. He's got the ball, he can pitch it, gave a little look, but then he saw, oh man, I'm gonna be able to make a cut right there, and then gets it upfield and moves the chains.
Marshall content to kind of run this clock down and hopefully punch it in and not leave Jay anything left as we get down inside of 2 minutes now. We run Conway and pitch it to him. Conway cuts it back. He's got about 5 before he's brought down.
Good
Alex
hustle.
Castaneda making the tackle.
Yeah, good hustle by a lot of those J guys rallying to the football right there. Diego Saldana, big defensive tackle over there too. So these guys are running sideline to sideline trying to make a play.
2nd and 6. We tick inside a minute and a half.
Marshall possession, 2nd and 6 for the Rams.
On it this side, and against that option, pitch late. The 35, Reichwein to the 20, stumbles right at the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at the 21. That'll stop the clock. 1:14 to move the chains.
Well,
New set of downs for Marshall.
We've seen a lot of guys, Don, on this Marshall team that can do a lot of different things. We've seen Reichwein actually kick the ball, and you've seen him in all kinds of different sets. And Coach Williams was saying, you know, we'll put Reichwein out there, and he'll look like the slowest guy on the team, and he's fast. So I mean, this is what Jay has to contend with tonight because of the fact that Marshall's got Conway and Butler who are just elite level with the speed.
This time they fake that. Kaliski's gonna keep. Kaliski to the 5. Kaliski, touchdown, Marshall. Jack Kaliski on the quarterback keeper goes the distance, and Marshall going into halftime with another score, and it'll be 31-14 with 43 seconds to go if they make the kick.
Well, he's the 2nd leading rusher on the team, and we talked about what a great football player he is. You've seen it on display here tonight, both throwing it and running it. The guy can also pitch and play shortstop too, and there's some discussion as to whether or not he's a better football player than baseball player, because he's getting quite a number of looks playing baseball. And got a little owie on his arm too, a little paying the price while he gets the 6.
Reed Castellanos adds the extra point, and it's 31-14 with 43 seconds to go here at half.
I used to have an old saying back in the day, if I don't see blood, you didn't play hard enough, and I don't think there's any question about what 12's doing here tonight.
Nothing, a little Bactine. And
that's right. On the training staff from Marshall High School doing the job. Pressed into action here tonight.
Nice first half for a homecoming crowd for the Marshall Ram faithful.
Elijah Katashi getting a little FaceTime too down there. Nice work, young man. Just so many weapons at the disposal of these John Marshall Rams.
Check out the lids for the Marshall John Jay Band. Thomas J. Henry Band Camp getting you ready for halftime. The halftimes are always so entertaining here on Thursday Night Lights. We'll hear from those bands. And we'll see what Gary Gutierrez has in mind here with 43 seconds to go. And so far, it's been all Marshall with just an array of talented athletes. Butler, Conway, Kaliski, Reichwein, all of them with breathtaking speed.
And the interesting thing about this game is you can see, really, it's been a lot of all you can eat for John Jay too, right? Like on the first drive, they had the snap over the head, and they had the 15-yard penalty that killed the last drive, but they've had some success too moving the ball.
Gutierrez boots out. He's got some space. He picks up a big gain down the sideline, shoved out at about the 44-yard line. They'll mark it at the 43, gets out of bounds. Only took 11 seconds, 9 seconds, so 34 seconds to go. And you see a stiff arm right there. Take that.
I mean, he's just gliding too. He doesn't even look like he's running all that fast, but you know that he is because he's torching them.
Aaron Rodgers did it with 37 the other night. See what he's got with 34.
Well, that's the biggest play on, you got a short clock and a long way to go. The first play is always the most important, and that was a good job by Jay.
Straight drop, goes deep, fires. There was contact and no flag. The intended receiver thought he was held up on his route. He might have been, but I think it was fairly incidental as Jack Mota was looking for a flag.
Yeah, and Omni did a good job, I thought. I mean, there wasn't anything at the top of the route, and that's usually what the refs are going to try to look at. So that's going to bring up second down for John Jay, and we'll see if they try to take a shot again or if they're going to just keep it in the hands of their star quarterback and see if he can't make a play with his feet.
Only lost 5 seconds, but it's second down and 10.
Second and 10 for the Mustangs.
Still got time to throw it over the middle of the field on one of those slants that they like with the timeouts they've got. Instead, it's a quarterback keep. Gutierrez picks up about 5, and they'll burn one here. And that'll stop the clock with 19 seconds to go. It'll be third down and about 7.
Stopped by Ben Clark. We have a timeout.
Chris Kotfas does such a great job, Chuck, on these TNL flashbacks. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve on our TNL flashback tonight. We've had some great Jay and Marshall games over the years. Keeps it himself this time, and he's got some space, and look at the speed. Moses Reynolds to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Moses Reynolds. Touchdown, Jay Mustangs. 40 yards, and that was impressive all the way. Reynolds. What a name, San Antonio High School football. Big brother Josh making the transition from the Chargers to the Titans.
From the Rams to the Titans.
Rams to the Titans, L.A.
Yeah, and I thought I saw this week, Josh has had some, I think, Achilles issues all during training camp and then up to this point in the season, but I think he's going to go this week. So that will help the Titans offense. And then Moses, I think last I saw was playing DB at UIW and looking the part. I mean, he's a big, tall, rangy kid.
And they're playing, UIW's having a good season. Little mishandle of the snap. Gutierrez going to keep and run again. They're probably going to call a timeout here. And 15 seconds to go. They're going to lose 4. But I think they may not have to call one. Oh, they are. The clock was going to stop to move the sticks. They could have spiked there. Instead, they'll burn their last timeout.
Well, better safe than sorry. And then now you got to know, if you possess the football, you've got to get out of bounds if you see defenders. Or if not, you could still, we're going to check out the arm of our quarterback here, see if you can't maybe take a shot deep, maybe over the middle of the field. But if you do catch it, you got to score. Because otherwise you're going to have an opportunity, the other team is, to run that clock out, because you're not going to be able to get up to the ball and snap it in time.
Yep, get out of bounds or score. One of the two. Coming up, our Bexar County Sheriff's halftime show. We're going to hear from Zach Hedrick, Scholar Athletes of the Week, both the Jay and the John Marshall Band. Always look forward to that. Homecoming festivities. We're going to see a homecoming king and queen crowned. That's always fun.
Oh, look at the bottom of your screen.
Gutierrez is doing the same thing. Fires, and they're going to get a pass interference call at the 20-yard line. That's exactly what they were looking for, as Caden Keller was singled up in coverage, and there was contact.
Well, Abdi did a great job earlier in the game riding the receiver down the sideline. This time, looked like he lost his footing a little bit, and there was contact, and a good call by the officials. So we're going to see where they end up. Oh, they're picking the ball up. They're
No
picking the
flag.
up. Okay.
They're going to call it uncatchable.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, let's see where the ball ends up. What do you mean uncatchable? It hit him in his feet, in bounds. What? Okay. Usually the uncatchable call is made when it's out of bounds or 5 or 6 yards over his head.
All I know is Caden Keller, John Jay's wide receiver, looks like he's some kind of target. And we'll see now if Marshall tilts the field to that side.
Let's see where the ball hits. I mean, yeah, it lands out of bounds, but it could have been caught in bounds.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they got their feet tangled up too, so, I mean, it's a tough call either way.
Yeah, we'll call incidental contact. Don't say it's uncatchable.
I can tell you Gary's not real thrilled with the call, and I'm pretty sure he's letting those guys know about it. But tough call to make in real time, no doubt. We've seen it a bunch of times and still having a hard time sifting through it.
They make mistakes. They get to look at the tape too.
Bottom line is we got second down here and 9 seconds left to go, so we'll see how Coach Gutierrez wants to play this.
Nine seconds to go. So it's a Hail Mary time here for the John Jay Mustangs. Can they get Gutierrez enough time? He goes deep down the left-hand side, and that ball is incomplete. Looks like both guys had a shot at it.
Great coverage down there, one-on-one. I mean, to put your guy on an island down there with the first half winding down, and Javier Ibarra, the junior, doing a really good job knocking that ball away.
Single coverage there on Dylan Gordon. Nice play call, too, because they ran trips down the right-hand side, and that's where all the traffic was. And you got solo guy over there to the left. So one more snap and a half, and we'll see something similar here if he can get it into the end zone.
They're playing a massive prevent defense here.
Doesn't look like they're going to get the ball thrown behind anybody. They're going to get a delay of game on Jay, I believe. Last play of the half, third down, and doesn't matter. Gutierrez will look to buy a little time and then heave. There's the horn. Throws it out to this side, incomplete. And that'll do it at halftime. With the Marshall Rams up 31-14 on the John Jay Mustangs. And two really good football teams going at it. 3-1 against 4-1, and they're living up to the hype in this old-time Northside School District rivalry. When we come back, we'll turn it over to Zach Hedrick. We'll have our Bexar County Sheriff's Department halftime show, both bands, and a lot more. Stick around.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, and Monarch Trophy Studio. You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Javier Salazar, and I hope you're enjoying the John Jay versus Marshall game this evening. As you may know, you can begin your law enforcement career with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office as young as 18 years of age, and we're actively hiring. However, if you're not 18 yet, but you're interested in law enforcement, we have the perfect program for you. Our Explorer program is for individuals who are in high school and at least 14 years of age or older. In our Explorer program, you'll learn law enforcement tactics, including how to manage a crime scene, how sheriff's deputies conduct traffic stops, handcuffing procedures, defensive tactics, and so much more. You'll be working beside our deputies and me outside in the community every day. But most importantly, you'll be representing your respective school as a BCSO Explorer. All of your experiences will be real-life scenarios, and you'll be learning from some of the best and most experienced deputies in the country. If you're interested in our Explorer program, email us at score@bear.org. That's SCORE@bear.org. We look forward to seeing you. Catch me and the BCSO every week right here on Thursday Night Lights.
Welcome to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office halftime show.
Welcome back to the Dub, where 31-14 our halftime score. John Marshall Rams leading the John Jay Mustangs at the half. It's been a back and forth affair, lots of speed in this game. Should be a fun second half. And right now our homecoming halftime show rolls on. The John Jay Mighty Mustang Band now on the field. They are led by drum majors led by band director Stacy Clark, and assistant band directors this year are James Buckton, Luis Ramos, Daryl Pemberton, Milan Nguyen, and Gabrielle Prado. This year's drum majors are Khalil Brown, Ryan Fletcher, and Amelia Wild. This year's band is made up of 100 members, and the title of their UIL show this year is Like a Rose. The band has a busy week. They're getting ready for the Judson High School Rocket Review this Saturday that they'll be performing at. They're getting ready to kick off their halftime performance here. Let's take a listen. thanks to the Mighty Mustang Band, and we wish them well at the Rocket Review this Saturday over at Rutledge Stadium. It's time now to vote for the Children's Hospital of San Antonio $5,000 band grant. To vote for the John Jay Band, text Band 9 to 44332. That's Band 9 with no spaces to 44332. Complete texting guidelines can be found at the CW35.com.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining the light on teams who model key values through their action. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. At the end of last school year, the MacArthur volleyball team made several trips to work out with Bradley Middle School's volleyball team. They also coached them through advanced skill drills and assisted with practices. To kick off the school year, the Wagner boys basketball team spent their morning making the students' first day at Kirby Elementary School special by greeting kids as they arrived and helping guide them to class. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
And at the end of this season, Vulcan Materials Company will be presenting a $10,000 scholarship to one of the student athletes featured on TNL this season. We have a couple of great individuals this week from both John Jay and John Marshall. Let's meet this week's student athletes. Our scholar athlete from John Jay High School is Celerino Lopez Jr. He ranks 26 in his graduating class with a GPA above 98.
What else motivates you to do so well in the classroom?
It has to be my dad, because his hard work, all the work that he's done. He came from Mexico. He came here and he's worked his butt off, and I don't want to let that go to waste.
This year, Celerino has been playing on both the offensive and defensive lines. His dad sparked his interest to begin playing.
We would always watch the NFL, Sunday Dallas Cowboys, and so that's what got me into wanting to play football in middle school.
Celerino is a member of the Spanish National Honor Society, and for the past couple years, he's been interning and taking aerospace classes at St. Philip's College.
What got me interested into airplanes was I always had need to know how things work.
In the spring, he throws shot put and discus for the track and field team. He likes to play video games in his spare time.
I'm a little bit rusty. It's been a while since I've been able to get a good session in. But when I do play, it's either Madden or Black Ops.
Celerino already has plans of what he'd like to do after graduation.
I hope to study aerospace engineering. Some of the options I'm looking at are UT Austin, Texas A&M, or even the Air Force Academy.
Our scholar athlete from John Marshall High School is Angeline Rivera. She's the salutatorian for her graduating class of 618 with a GPA above 101.
A big part of my motivation to do well is my parents. They always encourage me to be the best version of myself and push myself and do things that maybe I think I can't.
Angeline is in her third year of playing varsity volleyball for the Rams as a defensive specialist and libero.
I believe being libero just takes a lot of leadership, and it takes a lot of communication with everybody on the court.
She's also an accomplished singer.
I've been singing since 4th grade, and my dad, he sang in choir in high school, so I've been singing honestly all my life just for fun.
Angeline has been singing in the varsity and jazz choirs for 3 years at Marshall.
Choir music is so beautiful when it's done right, and it's even the music we're working on right now, it gives me chills. And I just love singing, and I love the harmonizing. It's so amazing.
She's a member of the National Honor Society and Student Council and helps out with the Student Mentor Program.
It's really fun building that connection and sharing your personal experiences with freshmen.
Angeline's goal is one day to become a plastic surgeon.
I would actually like to go to UT Austin, and I want to go to med school.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete, the stuff to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Dub Ferris Stadium, where now we are entering into the homecoming festivities of Marshall's halftime show, and actually a great crowd for the Marshall Ram fans here tonight as they celebrate homecoming. The Marshall Ram High School Band now on the field participating in support of the homecoming festivities tonight. They're led by band director Kevin Tabb. His assistant band directors are Dan Bentley and Brianna Freitas. This year's drum majors are Emma Williams, Caleb Wirtz, and Madison Hickman. They'll be performing their UIL marching show after the game because of the homecoming festivities tonight, but this year's marching show is entitled The Wild West. The show includes songs like The Great Locomotive Chase, Ecstasy of Gold, Gunfight, and Red Pony. The band is looking forward to competing at contests at Vista Ridge, the Yamaha Cup, plus UIL contest, and the U.S. Band Championships. Let's listen in to some of the homecoming festivities.
Next we have Emma Williams and Ava Sons. Emma is the head drum major for the JMHS band and is also a mentor. Emma would like to attend UTSA or Texas State and major in music education to become a band director. Abel is a member of the theater and drama department and is currently their event planner. He is also part of NHS, Mexican American Studies Association, and the Mentor Program. Abel would like to attend UT Austin and major in engineering. That is Emma and Abel. Next up, we have Maya Moreno and Ellen Kwan. Maya is the team captain for the volleyball team. She is also a member of NHS, the Mentor Program, and the track team. Maya would like to attend University of Tampa and receive a degree in nursing and become a pediatric NICU travel and hopes to.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back. It's 31-14 here at Ferris Stadium. Good old-fashioned 29-6A rivalry as we're checking out homecoming for the Marshall Rams, and they are making everybody who came back home for this one very happy, up 31-14 at the break. It's kind of cool to be the homecoming king until they make you wear that crown.
I don't know, man. I think you're going to get a few extra dates on Friday nights, brother.
First play of the game. Butler to the house. That made it 7-0 Rams, and he did it again. Marshall showing off an array of speed in this ball game. Xavier Huerta brought the John Jay Mustangs back within striking distance, but it was all Rams tonight. The speed of guys like Butler and Conway here to the house. 24-14, and then the quarterback did it himself. Jack Kaliski going in to make it 31-14 here at the half. A lot of excitement as they just named the homecoming king and queen. We'll bring you up to date on that when we come back. It's 31-14, second half coming. We're back. There you go. The crown has been placed upon the successor. Very exciting homecoming for these Marshall Rams. They will kick it off to the John Jay Mustangs.
Yeah, you know, as great an honor as that is, right? I mean, these guys are going to go to their reunions and gals 10, 20, 30, 40, and they're still always going to be the homecoming king and queen.
Always.
Yeah. It's an all-timer.
Just like you, most likely to succeed.
I think that was least likely to succeed.
That ball's going to go into the end zone and through. The John Jay Mustangs down 31-14. We'll have a chance to crawl back into this game. That was our second half Rhino Roofers kickoff. A little extended halftime here with the homecoming festivities.
Well, we saw Jay really start to put together a really nice drive there to end the second quarter. Jackson Gutierrez and company. It would have been so key if they could have gotten some sort of points on the board towards the end. Didn't make it happen, but still a whole second half to try to climb their way back into this football game. Obviously, they've done some great things tonight. They've had 2 plays, Don, really, and this could be a completely different game. They've done a good job moving the ball so far in this game as well.
First snap goes to Huerta. He picks up about 2, not much. It's Adrian Huerta, the senior all-everything, first-team all-district back from a year ago. Same thing on the defensive side of the ball for that young man, and what else does he not do? Sets up second down and 7.
Second and 7
for the young sophomore quarterback, Jacob Gutierrez, who was just joining us. He's the coach's son. Keeps it here, dances out of trouble, and then gets into more of it going backwards. As that Marshall defense came up, Jared Aguirre coming up to make the tackle, along with Jordan Lugo.
Jordan Lugo, that's right, just a sophomore. And again, you could see really here to start the second half, Marshall really starting to spy John Jay's quarterback, making sure that they try to take the ball out of Jackson Gutierrez's hands as much as they can possibly do, because he had a whale of a first half, running and throwing.
So it's third down and 9. A little called bootleg, and Gutierrez is dropped. Good backside pressure coming from Luke Johnson, and he got there. Make the tackle and make Jay punt it away.
Boy, he sure did, and I mean, you aptly called that, because very good job by Jackson Gutierrez making that first initial move, but because of the backside pursuit, just nowhere to go with the football.
So Huerta is on to punt it away to the ever dangerous Marshall Rams, and it's going to be Conway who's going to let it bounce at the 45-yard line. And Marshall will have great field position to start this second half, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
So first down and 10 for Jack Kaliski and the Marshall Ram offense. They have had their way tonight. This is a very explosive offense, moving the football up and down the field. Elijah Katoski, the running back, line wind, takes the pitch as he came in motion, and he is dropped for a loss on the play as Jaden Cruz snuffed that one out from his corner spot.
Rayshawn Stewart, the senior, plays some running back as well, doing a great job following that up, and very Good job by Rhinewine, just finding the ears on that football. At least able to maintain possession for his squad.
Loss of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 16. Conway comes in motion. They fake his way. Kaliski rolls right, goes deep, got a man wide open and hits him at the 30, all the way down inside the 20-yard line is Ezra Lane.
Ezra Lane is a guy they're also excited about, Don. 6'3", possession guy, but huge catch radius, very physical blocker. He's their curl and come back and digs guy. But again, Marshall, so explosive. They've got so many talented guys that can make plays. If you take one guy away, then another guy's going to beat you. Then you earmark somebody else, and then somebody else beats you. We're seeing a little bit of everything from these Marshall Rams who've yet to punt the football.
Kaliski keeps and gets about 3. And I don't know exactly what you call this option offense that they're running, but it's fun to watch. There's so many options on it. Kind of flashes back to 1930s, 40s football, like a wing T type of thing.
Yeah, but with a modern day twist, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing it all out of the shotgun.
And inside to the fullback. I call him a fullback. He's the running back. He just built like a fullback, Drew Williams.
Celerino Lopez doing a great job too, 54. Their do-everything guy on both sides of the football. Shucked a block and made a play.
That sets up 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 from Marshall here. 16. And they've already had 1 field goal tonight. Run it right up the gut, and it'll be short of the 1st down, but I don't know what the call will be here. It looks like they're in that go-for-it range, and they run Katashi back in. He's in there with, you know, if I've got Butler and Conway, I'm going for everything every time. Those guys are so athletic.
Yeah, and Katashi, he's a stud. I mean, go right down the list. I mean, the weapons that Kaliski's got to play with is very, very broad.
So here we go on 4th down and 2. They go to Katashi right up the middle, and he dives and lunges for the 1st down. Good second effort by that young running back. Elijah Katashi, I believe, is going to have the 1st down.
Yeah, we said this guy played linebacker last year, and they've kind of asked Katashi to take on the role this year, and he's just kind of figuring it out. But as you can see, he's a quick study.
That's a South Texas Votech 1st down.
He's the kind of guy, too. I mean, if he gets into the open field, you better watch out there, too. We talked about Butler and Conway and their speed. This guy ain't no joke either.
1st and goal. The pitch to Conway, and they'll whistle it dead, and they'll throw a flag as there was a false start, I do believe. And if you read lips, you'll see that it was a false start. Tim Williams make his case known. You know, when you run all these guys in motion, they can't be going forward. And they've had that call a couple of times tonight that Williams taken exception with. I'm sure he coaches it the right way. They snap it while that guy in motion is still going backwards behind that running back.
Ram possession, 1st and goal from the J15.
So now it's 1st and goal from the 15. Handed to Katashi, and he's only got about 2 or 3. Good penetration by that John Jay front with Celerino Lopez and Aiden Berry and company.
Elijah Katashi.
Yeah, Knighton, Rios, Berry. Guys are really doing a great job when Marshall tries to run the ball in those A-gaps.
2nd and goal from the 14. Travion Butler's in the slot. Conway lined up in that hitch position as well. They run this option to the near side. They pitch it, and Wine gets inside the 10, right at the 10, and it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 10.
Dylan Gordon doing a great job coming up to make a play too. And it's really interesting to see. He's got a flag now,
yeah,
but it's
2.
It's fascinating to see just how many different guys get touches on this offense, right?
Oh, so many.
Enough for everybody.
Butler and Conway seem to be the most explosive, but Lane and Reichwein very talented as well. Katashi, Kaliski's shown he can run the ball and keep it himself. That changes things. Marshall fans don't like it. It's a 15-yard penalty for a block below the waist. And
I had to let it out on a Thursday night, right? There hasn't been a whole lot.
It's homecoming.
There hasn't been a whole lot that they haven't liked tonight, that's for sure.
All right, so it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 25. Here comes a blitz. And he's pressured, and that's got to be a fumble, or was it recovered in bounds? They're going to call it a fumble and a recovery by John Jay in bounds. Aiden Berry comes up with the football. Kaliski, I think I knew what he was thinking about doing, but there was no receiver, and he didn't make it forward. So a turnover, and John Jay's got the football when we come back. We're back, and here's the play in question. Kaliski let go of this football, and it went backwards. And John Jay recovered inbounds right there. It's close. Helmet might have been out, but here's Gutierrez running to the corner. Gutierrez has some speed. Gutierrez down the sideline, all the way inside Marshall territory, all the way down to the 25, 26-yard line. And let's see if this young man's okay. He's going to try to walk it off.
And I hope he's okay.
Big play there by John Jay, not only off the turnover, the sudden change, and then to get this kind of gain, try to change the momentum.
And just some tough running.
He'll come out for at least a play here.
Jackson tries to get his team back in the ball game. I mean, that's a big, huge play, and you can see the fight in the guy too, right? I mean, you want your quarterbacks taking any hits, but Jackson Gutierrez is doing everything he can to provide a little spark for his Mustangs.
Looks like David Hernandez was gonna take that snap. Let's see if Gutierrez can walk that off in the timeout. I'm sure they're talking it over with their new quarterback for the moment. We'll take it with them. And he's back. Jackson Gutierrez walked that off. Good use of a timeout there as they hand to Huerta. Huerta trying to fend off tacklers, dances, and is pushed out of bounds and tackled out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. But good job by that trading staff. He was on the bench. They stretched out his calf. He hobbled back in there and was fine. Maybe a cramp, maybe some pickle juice. Good to go.
And showing some toughness too. I mean, I don't know that that's what it was. We'll find out maybe at some point this week. But again, that's that's part of playing this position, right? Give your guys some juice by seeing you right back in there.
2nd down and 6. Fires out flat. That ball is batted down. Or did he eat it? I got lost. He just kind of dropped the football.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
He just went backwards. Just a whiff. Slipped out of his hand. 3rd and 12. Big play here for the John Jay Mustangs, down 31-14, desperately need a score. Had a big turnover caused by their defense, trying to cash in on that. Drive started well, but it's kind of stalled out here. And Huerta is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Big play by Noah Garza.
And you're not kidding, talking about shooting the gap and firing the hole or whatever else you want to say. Noah Garza, the junior, coming in here and laying out and making a play.
Shea lucky to hang on to that football, too. Ball went right through Gutierrez. His hand bounced off his face mask right into Huerta's hands. 4th and long. Rolling left. Gutierrez fires back over the middle. It's caught near the stick, now dropped. They're going to probably call that incomplete. Had he held on to it, I think he would have had the forward progress and had the first down. Instead, it's a turnover on downs, and the Marshall Rams will get it all the way back up here at the 35-yard line, 34. They'll have the football when we come back with 4 minutes to play in the third. Welcome back. It's our Reese's Dental and Braces Smile Cam homecoming. And a lot to smile about for those Marshall Ram fans and cheerleaders tonight. You see some Reese's Dental and Braces right there.
Did you ever have braces as a kid?
No, and you can tell. Probably needed them.
I didn't mean to go there, but I actually managed to skirt it. I got bad ears and bad eyes and everything else, but teeth came out okay.
Kaliski running that option to the right, keeps, he's got space. Kaliski with one man to beat, and he doesn't. Nice tackle there by the John Jay defender coming out to make that play. Diego Quiros, the sophomore.
Amadeus Mallet, Kalunga, and Covarrubias. From the center to the right side, I mean, that was a gaping hole for Jack Kaliski to plow through.
Same option play. This time he'll pitch it. Kind of ran Conway into the corner. Nowhere to go. He's out after a gain of about 2. Imagine walking around school with the name Amadeus. How cool are you? Is that the coolest name at school?
I would
Amadeus?
say.
You got a timeout?
Yeah, Josh Machado, the senior linebacker for John Jay, little slow getting up on that play. Just trying to shake it off and get back in there, but looks like he's struggling a bit.
Hey, one of the schools that you saw tonight on the band halftime show will be eligible for the $50,000 or $5,000 band grant. Both schools actually. Text band 9 for Jay, band 10 for Marshall as they hand it off inside. Good job by the Jay defense as Katashi is going nowhere right there. There you see that Marshall band. They're jumping around like they won the $5,000. The band who gets the most texts all season long will get the band grant, courtesy of the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
Yeah, guy's got the head banging down to a science. I love it. Here's our man 54 making another play. You can't say enough good things about this guy too. Does it on both sides of the ball, and what is he, ranked 1 or 2 in his class on top of it? Stud.
Kaliski looking like he wants to throw. Pressure. Keeps and wants the tough yards. And there's a massive collision, and we may have a hurt Mustang. Jalen Knighton is down after a really big collision at the 38.
Yeah, let's see what happens on the end of this play. Guys closing in, and big tough football guys doing big tough football guy things. Jalen Knight delivering a lot of blunt force with that head.
Saw him lower the helmet and take the shot right about the face mask and on the crowd. He may just be a little woozy here. Good news is he's sitting up.
That's right. He didn't lead with his head, and that's the best part of all that.
Could have been more kind of a facial shot. See, his helmet's kind of tilted up. Oh, that's good news. He's running off. He's fine. Count your teeth after something like that.
He's fine. Easier for you to say,
I mean,
my man.
he's alive. He's doing well.
Yeah, he's a tough dude, man.
All right, Chuck, I'll let you handle this one because you're all about the show
I'm telling
flow.
you, man, I was looking for some coaches to give me the inside scoop on Aiden Berry's quaff, man, because you can see the resume speaks for itself. And pretty sure when you got a 4.0, you can rock your hair like you belong in a metal band somewhere, man. That's a good look, dude. I'm all for it. If I could grow it, I would. I'm here to tell you.
4th down for the Marshall Rams. Ball's on the 38-yard line. Kaliski has Rydwine come there. He keeps. He's got the first down. Takes on a defender. Takes on a couple more across the 30. And a new first down for the Marshall Rams.
Just really good play design, and offensive linemen doing a great job with their zone blocking. And Kaliski's obviously very, very skilled at reading what's in front of him and taking what's given to him. And, you know, we've seen both of these quarterbacks in attack mode when they run the football.
The South Texas Votech first down as they fake the pitch. Kaliski rolls right, goes deep, and incomplete as he was looking for Ezra Lane down there, but he had good coverage by Dylan Gordon.
Yeah, Dylan Gordon's had a really nice game. I mean, we talked about the youth of some of these J ball players. I mean, this young guy just a sophomore, but, you know, obviously can run. He's run well and doing his part here tonight.
2nd down, 10 for the Rams. Rhinewine comes one way. The option goes the other. Hitting the seam is Conway, and he's still free. And he scores! Conway! Touchdown! How did he do that?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, Don, because they lost me, I think, with the first ball fake. And the next thing I know, Conway is breaking some tackles. Look, what a pull. And then the pitch, and then runs through a tackle and lets the Gifts take care of the rest.
So impressed with their team speed. The extra point down, up, and good for the Marshall Rams. It is now 38-14, all Marshall as we get near the end of the 3rd quarter. Anthony Conway, just special speed and toughness here to break the tackle and take it the distance.
Yeah, my football, my touchdown. I mean, these guys have a sense of purpose when they get their hands on the ball, and they're thinking one thing: score. Because if you don't score, one of their teammates is going to get the score.
Caps off a 7-play, 66-yard drive, took 3 minutes and 13 seconds. And the Marshall Rams are in control.
He's got good flow, too, and it got the breathe right strip going. Oh, old school.
Oh, Jerry Rice tribute.
Yeah.
That's a wide breathe right. It's almost like a Band-Aid.
And we know not to mess with him at any time soon. He's walking around the sideline with whatever the heck that is.
That's the battle axe. That's the touchdown axe.
I like it.
Xavier.
I want to get me one of those. Walking around the newsroom with that thing, huh?
I think that's not encouraged in the workplace. We're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
Have fun like that with the,
the
turnover chains and the whatever that is, battle axe, touchdown axe, whatever it is. It's fun.
Well, I think it goes back to what Coach Williams was telling us this week about everybody's starting to get on a lot of people's radars as we watch Gutierrez taking on tacklers and playing bully ball himself. But they're running up some win totals here. The Marshall Rams are, but he really feels like his kids deserve all the recognition that they're getting, that they've really put in the effort and the time, and they got some talent, but they've taken to the coaching, and everything's working out for these John Marshall Rams.
Injury timeout will give us a chance to take a look at the TNL top 10. And we'll run them down this week. Brennan number 1 again. Steele and Johnson have been number 2 and 3 for a few weeks now. Smithson Valley making a case to be the best team in town. Taft, very good as well. In this same district, you got Alamo Heights, Brandeis, Bernie Champion, Floresville, and Holmes Huskies. And I would argue that these Marshall Rams need to be in there somewhere, right?
I mean, that's the beauty of watching these games, right, Don? As we see, we're going to have Bernie Champion down the road here later in the season. But, you watch these teams, if you get the opportunity start to finish, as we watch another big play by Jay, who's had a good night tonight offensively as well, moving the football, save for a play here or there. But that's the beauty of watching these teams start to finish. They make an impression on you, right? I mean,
I haven't seen anybody with the speed of Conway and Butler.
Right. So, I mean, I think you and I, having seen Brandeis early in the year, that made an impression on us. We knew Brennan was going to be good. And some of these teams are going to be good. I look forward to really getting a closer look at Smithson Valley as we go.
They're thumping everybody.
Yeah. I mean, Smithson Valley's lowest win margin was 19 points. They've been dominating people, right? So, we're not going to disparage the teams that we had ranked earlier in the season ahead of them because everybody's winning.
Taft and Holmes are both in.
Yep.
They're in this district. It'll play itself out. Jay lost to this Holmes team. This Marshall team plays Holmes next week.
But I mean, Taft, Holmes, obviously we're making a strong case for Marshall to get in the ball. Ball on the ground.
And it's recovered by the Rams. A couple of plays ago, Gutierrez came out. He was replaced by Hernandez at quarterback, and that just may be a little inexperience there as the ball was recovered by Ben Clark, Mr. Everything.
Well, you're not kidding. He was on the homecoming court, too. And ball just slipped out of the hands, and that was a free play for Clark. But, we haven't had a chance to talk much about Ben Clark, but, baseball player, too, and been around the program for a while, but was in the homecoming court. They said he plays an instrument in the band. Of course he does. We talked about his ranking,
and he's going to be like a biology major and
brain
surgeon or something.
I mean, and I'm telling you, as we go through the scouting reports, Marshall going
wide
up
open.
top.
Conway just dropped it. Went right through his hands, or he was going to have another touchdown tonight, and he's mad at himself. Boy, good throw there by Kaliski. And it just gobbled up Anthony Conway.
Well, that'll probably be the last time that happens all year. But, I mean, to the previous point, we're talking about what these kids can do athletically. But, again, you're looking at our scouting reports and, who we're highlighting. It's all these guys are ranked super high in their class. And the coaches talk about what great kids they are. And, we get this week to week. But it's really eye-opening that we get to see it with our own 2 eyes and in person, just how many talented kids that we have, both as athletes and as people. And, the work that these kids are putting in, not just in athletics, but in other aspects of their lives, too. I mean, Clark's also mentoring kids. And, I mean, but all these guys are doing a little extra something. And a lot of it is through the initiatives that we highlight every week, too. So
on the Beyond the Game,
I mean, we're getting a chance to see the athleticism. Obviously, it's right in front of us, but man, you're super excited about the future, knowing that it's in pretty good shape with, these kids, and as they become men and are men already to a certain degree as well.
Absolutely, well said. That little busted play's going nowhere as the J defense comes up, drops him for a loss as Jaden Cruz was there along with Joshua Machado. Good play by those two DBs who smelled blood after the fake went the wrong way, and they just busted that up, and that's the end of the third quarter. It's been all Marshall since halftime, 38-14. The Rams in control, looking to go 5-1 on the season. Got a whole nother play, and the turnover chain is out.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
And we're back ready for the start of the fourth quarter here at Ferris Stadium. Nice crowd on hand for Marshall as it's homecoming, and they lead at 38-14. And they'll run in Drew Williams now as the tailback instead of Elijah Katashi. Conway, they faked the pitch to him. Kaliski wants to go deep. They just air-mailed it over the outstretched. Good effort, diving effort by Travion Butler as you take a look at our Monarch trophies. Tough decision tonight on the player of the game. Monarch trophy at 210-344-3777. Serving all of your trophy, awards, plaques, needs for your business, your school, your teams. Give our friends over there at Monarch Trophy a call.
So that's a pretty good candidate right there with what he's been able to do in the air and on the ground.
Faked me out. Thought he handed it inside. The flag comes way from this side of the field from the line judge, and that'll stop the clock. Gary Gutierrez is all the way out on the field, and we just got some extracurriculars now. We've got a full-on brawl going on down there. And Gutierrez and Williams are both going out there to perhaps discipline their players. Yeah, that just got away from a couple of heated players.
Well, it is football. It is a district game.
And
Talking
it is
about
a
playoff implications now every week.
Combat sport.
But they're still smiling in the crowd.
It's the Reese's Dental and Braces Smile Cam. A lot going on there.
Right?
They're fired up too.
Having some fun.
Like a little waist. Offense. Personal foul. Face mask. Deep pitch. Those fouls offset. After the play is over. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense for pulling the player off the pile. That foul being forced. Automatic. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
You got all that?
That was lucky. Kind of dive through, huh?
3 penalties. And after it's all said and done, 15 more yards for the Marshall Rams. See Nelson Barnes over there on that sideline for the J coaching staff. What a coaching career he's had. Mac Brown at the University of Texas back in the day. He won a national championship in Nebraska with Tom Orsborn. Was the offensive line coach for Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. Had a great, long coaching career. Saw him on the field before the game. Takes me all the way back to my days at North Texas when Nellie Barnes was the strength coach back in the mid-'80s.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, the resumes of some of these coaches, right? I mean, and here they are working with the kids and probably doing his best work, mentoring and bringing up young guys.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Cowboys AC first down, 38-14 our score. Marshall looking to add more points here. We hand it inside, more whistles, and we've got a false start on Marshall this time.
See, now you see the other side of it too. Guys helping each other up, patting each other after the play is over. Good play.
Flag on the play.
It's just good old-fashioned, tempers get away from you from time to time, but it'll be all good when it's all over.
I like what, I guess the penalty was pulling a guy off the pile. I mean, he might have been the peacemaker.
Yeah. Depends on how you pull him off.
That's right.
Pull him off, you're okay, and then you pile drive him after that. That would be a good thing. Kaliski back to pass, running for his life, goes deep over the middle. Got it, caught. Conway trying to hurdle, and not having it, and he may be injured. Boy, he went high, but the John Jay defender didn't go as low as he thought he might go.
Well, I don't know. When you got that kind of athleticism like Mr. Conway has, you could probably go as high as you want, but man, that's a long way to then come back to the ground. Thanks a lot, gravity.
Yeah, Vasquez did go down.
Oh, man. Gotta watch shoulder, collarbone, all that stuff when you get knocked down awkwardly like that.
All right, so it's at 1st and goal. Right at about the 5-yard line. Kaliski, inside handoff. And another flag flies.
Flag on the play.
With Drew Williams, the ball carrier. Talk about negating a really good chance to score there, and it'll make it a little more difficult anyway. Not that it's...
This Marshall line's pretty young and inexperienced, so they're still kind of feeling their way through things.
And it seems to be a point of emphasis with the officiating this year.
Yeah.
Seen it a lot. By the way, I've heard from the uniform czar. It's going to have some interesting reason to stick around later. The score may be a little out of hand. Butler turns to the inside, across the 10, gets back down to the 6-yard line.
Well, the one thing that Tim Williams told us about Travion Butler was, if you look at this guy, if you don't know who he is before the game, I promise you, you will know who he is after the game.
We know who he is.
Jack.
Electric. He's got the football again, and he stumbles. Right when he was getting ready to cut that up at about the 10.
He's about ready to pop that ball in half.
He just kind of lost his footing, and he's upset with himself. But, yeah, he's put together, and he's also just lightning quick. I wonder who's the fastest guy on the team. You think it's him or Conway? I bet you it's neck and neck.
Yeah. I don't know. I pay to watch it, though.
Yeah.
Through the vetting process.
Another chop block. So every time they get that yardage back, they get penalized again. And the Marshall fans not happy with the call again.
I think both of these teams have a lot to be excited about. Obviously, Marshall's going to take a big step forward tonight in league play, firm up their standings either as the 3 or 4 spot, possibly move up higher if things get crazy. But you can control your own destiny when you're the Marshall Rams right now. You keep stringing together wins, you're going to have a little something to say about how this playoff picture shapes up. And John Jay, too. I mean, obviously they're not going to be an easy out. But again, the strength of this district, top to bottom now, is really tightened up.
And it's wide open. It's wide open. We saw the standings earlier. They're going to end up beating each other, you know, between Holmes and Taft and Marshall and Jay.
That's right.
Brennan may not, but the rest of them are going to play each other, and it'll sort itself out. 3rd and goal for the 17. Here's Katashi, and he's slung down. Good defense. Jay staying in the fight. That'll set up 4th down, and they're going to run out the kicking team.
Josh Machado again. You saw him get a little banged up earlier. This guy's had a heck of a ball game. Still playing tough, still playing hard. Again, all this is a direct reflection of the Jay coaches, and these guys are bringing their A game and fighting to the end.
Reichwein will try a 33-yarder. Got enough leg, but we've got a whistle, and it's good. So no pre-snap whistle. Field goal's good. It's 41-14. Marshall in command here in the 4th quarter. And we're back. Shea Reichwein will do the honors, kicking away to the John Jay Mustangs. In hand now at 41-14. Huerta will pick it up and look for somewhere to go, and doesn't have anywhere, and he's going to be dropped about the 15-yard line. 8:19 to play here in the 4th quarter.
And the Astros clinch the West tonight.
Well, hopefully nobody punches a wall in celebration and breaks their hand.
That would be very Milwaukee Brewers of them.
Yes.
After the kickoff, it will be Jay possession. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Getting ready for a busy October sports-wise. Got a massive schedule coming up here on TNL, and baseball playoffs, and Cowboys playing well, and all kinds of college football. You gotta love it.
Slings it out, incomplete. That stops the clock with 8:15 to go. Yeah, fired up about all the football. The Cowboys are back. College football's back. UTSA's having a great year. Michigan's taking on Wisconsin this weekend. Notre Dame football Saturday at 1:30. We've got the Fighting Irish hosting Cincinnati. Cowboys and Panthers on Fox Sunday at noon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the reunion game.
Oh, yeah.
Bucks and Pats. Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. Gutierrez keeps.
Something tells me Brady's going to try to put 50 on these guys.
You know, I mean, other than Belichick and Brady, there's some other games that, I get it, though. It sells, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's a ratings
But,
grabber.
I mean, again, it's like the Bucs are going to play these guys once every 4 years. If there's a time to run it up, if you're Brady, this might be the time to do it, if you can.
You mean you don't think he'll be around in 4 years at 48?
Well, no, he might be. I'm not going to discount anything that guy's going to do, but Tampa's coming off a loss. Patriots are struggling.
It's a good time to go out and see some football, too. 5 o'clock Alamo Dome, UTSA playing host to UNLV. And we've been saying this, I know you have too, Chuck, since training camp, that we knew this team was going to be good. I didn't know they were going to be as good. You predicted the win over Memphis. I thought it was going to be a tough game. They fell down 21-0 and came back in the grit and the grind that they showed to win that football game. And the culture that Jeff Traylor's building over there is there's something magical going on over at UTSA. And I think
no doubt.
Feel comfortable inside the Alamo Dome? Go check it out. 41-14. It's all Marshall right here. So Marshall has come back with a new quarterback. Kaliski will sit the rest of this one out. And they ran Drew Williams, the running back, taking the snap there.
Where's Zach Hedrick when you need him to call the band camp?
If the drums are on the field, man, Jack can grab the sticks. I mean, Zach.
You're just like looking at these teams play their football. Drew Williams there, quarterback getting a shot. Even the quarterbacks are jacked.
2nd and 4. This will go for another first down or close to it.
Rachel Bell.
As Katashi picks up the first down and moves the chains.
Just pick your poison, right? You got Katashi running it. You got Butler and Conway as receivers. You got Kaliski slinging it. Good scheme, different scheme. It's a problem for defenses to try to earmark and take away a certain guy. It's just really kind of cool.
Marshall do their best to run the clock down here. Williams showing he can be an option quarterback. Keeps it himself. Picks up about 20.
Got a little speed himself.
Goes inside the Centro Med red zone as we go inside of 6 minutes. Stops the clock to move the chains. And it's back and running.
From the Mustang 20-yard line.
Some starters still in there. Got a new option pitch man on this play. It's Williams lost the football, and Jay is recovered at the 15-yard line. How about them Mustangs not giving up the fight?
Talking about, make a play there.
Came out on the tackle.
Let's see who got a meat hook in there. Oh, really good job, 26. Doing the job over there for the John Jay Mustangs. That would be Elijah Esquivel, the senior DB. Coming up with a big play for the John Jay Mustangs.
And it looks like Gutierrez is done for the night as Hernandez will take the snaps at quarterback. That will go nowhere. And I think Gary Gutierrez at this point in game 2 just happy to run the play clocks down to 40-second clock down as much as possible.
I think we see the future too of the John Marshall Rams. I mean, Donovan Scott, just a sophomore. And my goodness. I think we've talked about this before. I mean, they just did not make kids this big, that young when we were coming up, man. I mean, this guy's a hoss.
All these kids are. Of course, nowadays, Chuck, you go to your friendly grocery store and you buy a boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I thought it was a turkey breast. All the steroids they're putting in the chicken these days, man.
Shoot, I don't know, man. These guys are just, you know, I don't know what to call it. They're eating good, yes, but just, you know, just physically
evolving.
Yep, just bigger, stronger, faster.
You go back and look at the 50s, like Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones played on that 1961 Arkansas national championship team. They were starting offensive linemen at 175, 185. And I think, you know, when we were in high school, like if you were 200, 220, you were a lineman. I remember Churchill in the early 80s. I don't know that we had anybody bigger than 235, 240 other than Chris Lammers. Now at 300 pounds to play varsity. You know? These guys in the NFL are absolute monsters.
And, you know, also, too, you know, it's the coaching and everything else. The fact that this really has become a year-round deal. These kids work all year round on their body and their stamina and studying.
Oh, yeah. Nutrition.
I mean, look at how multiple and how diverse these offenses are and these defenses are, and, you know, playing to their strengths. I mean, I think, you know, Marshall runs like a 3-3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really cool. I mean, it's innovative, and it's so cool to watch the game grow and expand the way it has.
Marshall up big, trying to run out the clock when we come back. Welcome back. Time for the My Collision Center collision of the game. Anthony Conway trying to play track meet, go hurdling. And Frank Vasquez upends him, comes down hard on that left wrist. He's okay. But he felt that one. He'll feel it tomorrow too. That's our collision of the game.
Yeah, that might have been Conway's, the most contact he faced all night, the way he was moving and gliding, sliding, speaking of. But, that's what happens when you're that talented and you can jump 50 feet in the air. It's a long way to the first floor when you get that high.
Drew Williams is all of a sudden putting up some yards. Here in the fourth quarter in garbage time, he's padding the stats, man.
Indeed he is. Lots of big holes to run through and paying for it at the end.
Got another new quarterback. He's keeping the football. He's got a lot of room. Hector Alvarado all the way down to the 20.
Guys getting a chance to show what they can do. Plant a seed in the coaches' minds. They ever need to check them later in the season. Start to build their own resumes.
He's got 4 carries on the season. He's a sophomore. He's had a couple of late series. Tim Williams. Maybe getting ready to do some victory formation here. Another young running back, still on his feet, fighting all the way inside the 10-yard line. That's Juan Leja. He's only a sophomore.
Yeah. Both of these programs, too, they've had situations like this where out of necessity, they've had to bring guys up from the sub-levels, and Coach Williams was saying he's got a couple guys that they came up and they didn't go back because they flashed when they got their opportunities.
Now he's got Drew Williams back here on the 30-yard line, so that's got to be victory form. That's got to be the strangest victory formation as well. You ever seen that? You ever seen somebody line up 30 yards behind the ball?
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool.
Snap or something.
It's cool.
Got a little safety valve back there.
Yeah, it's cool. Time for our Big City Plumbing play of the night. First play of the snap of the game, and it was Travion Butler to the house.
3 for 6. These guys really showed us a lot tonight. Got some weapons here at Marshall, no doubt.
One more snap ought to do it, and it will. So Tim Williams and his Marshall Rams on homecoming put up 41 points on a very good John Jay Mustang team that will still be heard from here in District 29 6A. Meanwhile, the Marshall Rams sent a message tonight. They're for real. They're 5-1, and they will be playoff contenders in a very crowded and good 29 6A. When we come back, we'll hand out the Monarch trophies, tell you who our player of the game is, and wrap it up here from Ferris Stadium.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Zach Hedrick standing by with Coach Tim Williams and the victorious Marshall Rams.
Thanks so much, Don. Joined here by the victorious Marshall Rams on homecoming night. How'd that feel, guys? joined by senior quarterback Jack Kaliski, our player of the game. Jack, congratulations, sir. Jack, just quick couple questions for you. First play out of the game, you guys were hitting it right. I mean, house call on the first play. How'd that feel?
Man, it felt amazing. It felt amazing. After coming off a bad game and not really throwing the ball very well, first pass, touchdown, it was awesome.
Well, and Jack, we see that, I mean, this battle axe that you guys show off after every touchdown, they got a lot of work tonight. Tell us the story about that.
Basically, when we get an assist for a touchdown, the person who gets the assist will go over and slam the axe down, and it's basically a cut.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's going to get a lot of work over the next few games. So, Jack, congratulations. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
We're going to bring in Coach Williams here, too. Coach,
Watch out. Oh.
Hey, listen up. Coach, great game tonight. You guys got a lot of team speed, great defense. What did you guys learn about your squad tonight?
Well, I think we finally played a complete game, offense and defensively. We talked about these guys all along, just believing and trusting the process, doing what we need to do, and I think you saw it tonight.
Well, Coach, the guys upstairs, I know coaches don't like talking about playoffs with games still left on the schedule. The guys up there saying, you guys are playoff contenders. What else you got to do to develop and get to that point?
Well, we take one game at a time, and that's what we talk about. You know, we know that we got to get 5, but we're one game at a time, and the next important one is the next one, and we'll worry about everything else after that. But at this point right now, all we're concerned with is, I believe we got home, so we're ready to take on the Holmes Huskies.
Well, Coach, we'll let you celebrate this one tonight. Congrats on the homecoming win. Thanks, guys.
God bless you guys.
We'll be right back after this.
1, 2, 3.
Jack, let me touch.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
So congratulations to the Marshall Rams, winners tonight, 41-14 in a big district battle against the John Jay Mustangs. As you heard, it started off like gangbusters. First snap of the game, Travion Butler to the house, and that ended up being a big night for Jack Kaliski, who had Butler a couple of times. He had Anthony Conway, he did it himself. Jay hung in there. Xavier Huerta keeping his squad in the football game. Jay made it a game, but it was just too much speed of those Marshall Rams. Some really talented young athletes here for Marshall, Chuck, and they really started to separate in the second half.
They really did, and honestly, you know, for the Jay guys, they had 2 plays that cost them drives when they were moving the football, and that score before the half by Marshall was just too much to overcome. You know, had Jay been able to get a touchdown or even a field goal at the end of the first half, that might have been able to keep them in the game a little bit longer, but man, Marshall sure was impressive tonight.
All right, next week we're going to the Rock Pile. Always love going to Alamo Stadium, the historic site here in San Antonio. It's Burbank and Jefferson next week here on TNL. Hey, this doesn't happen without our producer extraordinaire, Chris Kotbus, Brian Watts, the guys in the truck, all the cameramen and the guys who make this happen. For Chuck McIntyre here in the booth, Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines, our statistician beyond extraordinaire, Nicholas Funky Cole Medina. We'll see you next week from the Rock Pile for Thursday Night Lights. Have a great week.